in many cases, I start thinking to myself, if somebody's been looking for a house over 90 days, 180 days, up to a year, and they're not being unreasonable, I start thinking that maybe the realtor's the problem. First thing I will typically do is I will call the realtor and I'll just leave a very brief message. Hey, Mr. Realtor, I'm calling about the Joneses. Can you give me a call so we can go over what's going on so I can make sure that you're fully aware of what their approval is and the most they can buy, that kind of stuff. If that realtor doesn't get back to me for 3, 4, 5 days, or I have to call that realtor multiple times, at that point, I start to suspect something. Because most realtors will answer the phone when you call, and not only will they answer the phone when you call, but if they miss your call and you call about their specific client, they will call you by the end of the day, even the next morning. It very rarely goes on several days. So that's the first thing. But then when I talk to the realtor and I start asking them about the process, sometimes they'll start explaining to me how difficult the borrower is. But I'll have had a conversation with the borrower and I'll ask them a bunch of questions about the house, where they want to live, their payments, their expectations. And I'm pretty good at evaluating the situation. I can be wrong sometimes, but in most cases, when the realtor disconnects from the borrower and the borrower is being very reasonable about their expectations, I start thinking it's the realtor. Now, the questions I look for from the realtor is, and I just ask very casually, how long have you been doing this? Are you a full-time agent? Where do you live? Where's your office? So why I'm asking these questions is, if somebody's not a full-time agent, they're going to have to take you out only during the times that they're not working at their regular job. That's really, really important, because if a house comes on the market, you need to go see it immediately, not on Thursday when they have off, or in the evening a couple days from now, or on the weekend. The other thing is, if your realtor lives really, really far away from the market that you want to buy, it is very, very difficult for them to get in the car to take you to a house. So unless you express really strong enthusiasm for that house, they're not going to want to drive that far. They're going to actually be reluctant and maybe give you reasons not to see that house, or maybe push you off to another realtor in that office that lives closer to see that house. But walking a house with an experienced realtor is super important, because they can explain to you what they think about the house, give their opinion about the space, the flow of the house, the rooms, just give you a lot of feedback that's really invaluable. And if a realtor has been doing transactions for many years, 10, 15 years,